Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another segment. Thank God for the end of this week. Thank God for this 8th day of this 7th month. Bless God, we are here again with Refuel with the Shepherd. I am Elder John Lee Garrett Sr. here at Shepherd Missionary Baptist Church here in Stone Mountain, Georgia, 6026 Pomerania Court, Stone Mountain, Georgia, 30087. We bless God and honor God today for all of you that have again been watching, that have been taking the opportunity to look at Refuel, that have got something out of it, that have been blessed by it. In whichever way God have blessed, had encouraged, have lifted up your spirit, we do honor you today. Thank God for Pastor Kim, my executive pastor. Thank God for Minister Tracy, our associate pastor, as well as our administrator. Also our videographer that videos for us every week, that does all of our tapings for our Bible classes, does our tapings for our school on Fridays. We do honor God today for that. We thank God that she's been here with us. Thank God for our class earlier this morning. Thank God for the end of this week as we're getting ready to close this week out and getting ready to start a fresh week on next week. So we thank God for you. On yesterday, we dealt in the book of Jeremiah chapter 18, and we talked about the potter's house. We looked at the fact that how the potter was working a new work on the wheel. We do look at that today. Think about it, brothers and sisters. As I looked at some of the things that one of my friends, Pastor Charmaine from out of New York, she wrote, and she gives us these daily inspirations, and I get them. And as we look at these devotionals that she talked about, it's ironic that she talked about Jeremiah chapter 18, and there were some things that she said in there. And I just wanted to revisit Jeremiah chapter 18 again because it was very astute and it was very expedient to go back, because she said even in there Satan desires to try to put us at a place for us not to recognize or to come out of the spiritual cocoon that God has us in so that we can develop into all that God wants us to be. He tries to keep us at a place to where our mind, our body, our soul, our spirit is in such a weakened state that we are not made all over again. God is not concerned at what you was and where you been and how you got there and what it took to get you where you were. It doesn't matter whether you was abused mentally, morally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, sexually, financially. It doesn't matter what your degraded state was. It doesn't matter whether you was an alcoholic. It doesn't matter whether you stood on a counter, whether you was the pimp or the prostitute. It doesn't matter whether you was the peddler or the panhandler. It doesn't matter. God is looking to make you better, because everything that you go through in life is God working you and making you better. She said this in her devotion, and one thing I loved about the devotion of the day, she said, look at the fact that if Satan was the one that was the potter working the wheel, and if his foot was the one that was on the foot pedal that was causing the wheel to be spun around, then Satan would have took his foot off the wheel a long time ago, and he would have stopped you from being molded and made. One thing about the fact that the clay was marred in the hands of the potter was the fact that God sometimes have to cause the circumstances in life to beat us down. Not to beat us down in the fact of being bad, not to beat us down in the fact because we were no good and worthless, that we were on our way to hell. It wasn't that. It was the mere fact so that God can press out the things that were not like him, to push out of us those things that were not good. When you think about the fact that Christ talks about the wine press, and in the wine press that presses down the grapes, it pushes out all that is on the inside of the grape to get the best juices out, to get the finest of the juices out, to get everything out of the grape on the inside, that nothing is left but the skin, and the juice that's on the inside comes out. The pulp stays on the inside the wine press, while the juice is now brought and put inside a barrel so that it can be drunk by those to enjoy. God wants to enjoy the greatest of the gift that he placed on the inside of you. So it doesn't matter how disfigured you was before you came to Christ. It doesn't matter if along the way there is some disfigurement because of sin. Although we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, doesn't give us the excuse to sin. But although we may sin, although we may fall short, although we have fallen short, although circumstances in life may seem to be hard pressed, when it's time for us to be cured in the fire, what is our fire? Whatever your circumstances are, whatever your situation is, when God seemed to be, or seemed that the clay has now been molded, has been fashioned into what he wanted to be, then he places it in the fire at the right temperature, at the precise time, at the precise moment, so that he can get glory out of it, and he presents it to the world so that the world can see what he has done. That's why he said unto Satan, have you considered my servant Job? God says that about us all the time. Have you been able to recognize if God is able to trust you in the hands of the devil? So God God says here about Israel, just as the clay is in the hand of the potter, so also is Israel in the hand of God. We are just like that every day. God is reworking us. God is turning the wheel. God's hands is working us. Is God's foot on the foot pedal. Think about this last thing. You are the caterpillar that is on the ground, that is trying to climb to the top of the tree. And this is another principle from the devotional that Pastor Charmaine set out today. You are the butterfly that can go to the top of the tree and go beyond the top of the tree. But think about a snake and think about Satan. Satan can only go so far. His reins are held by God. That's only so much that he can do. But yet God, his expected end for us is far beyond what we can imagine. That's why Paul said, I reckon that the present sufferings of this present time cannot be compared to the glory that shall be revealed. So though you may be on the wheel of the potter, and though the potter may be reshaping and molding you into a new vessel to make it better than it was before, to make it greater than it was, so that greater glory, so that greater praise, so that greater worship, so that more souls can be saved from the testimony that has now been enhanced, been heightened, had been lifted, so that an exuberance out of your life, so that greater expectation may come, so that exceeding, that abundant, above all that God said that you can ask something, because he's placed the power on the inside that's working, trying to get on the outside. So don't worry about what you were, where you've been, what you're going through. The potter is still working in your life. And guess what? Just as the caterpillar, you left the ground, now you're in the tree. You found the best place in the tree. You found the right branch to be on. You found the branch strong enough. Now you're at the end of the branch and you're weaving your cocoon. So while you're weaving the cocoon, now you're in your place of isolation. You're on your Isle of Patmos, so that now you can hear from God. And while you're hearing from God, God is still spinning the wheel. And while he's spinning the wheel, he's taking out lying. He's taking out disappointment. He's taking out your discouragement. He's taking out reproach. He's taking out generational curses. He's putting you at a place where you become stable, and stability has come in. And not only has stability come in, but faith has been enhanced. Glory now is being revealed. Testimony has been heightened, and souls will be saved, because when you break out of your cocoon and you spread your wings as the newborn butterfly, and your transformation has been completed, and now you went through that transition, God now can get the glory. So don't worry about being on the potter's wheel. Just know that it's God's foot on the pedal, and it's God's hands that's working in your life. He's working it out for your good, my brother, my sister. No matter who you are, where you've been, what you've been through, get up, stand, live, and know that he is God. God bless you today. This has been Refuel with the Shepherd. I am Elder John Lee Garrett Sr. This is Shepherd Missionary Baptist Church, 6026 Pomerania Court, Stone Mountain, Georgia, 30087. You can reach us on teleconference 424-203-8075-177538, or you can go to www.justin.tv/ShepherdMBC. Remember, this has been Refuel. You're the caterpillar that now has been spun into a cocoon, and God is waiting for you to come out. And as you have wrecked your transformation and your metamorphosis has been complete, now fly as the eagle God has made you, that soars above your circumstance. Stop looking at it eye level and stand up and live and know that he's God. God bless you. Until Monday, this has been Refuel. Be blessed. God has already delivered you. Stand in your victory and know that liberty is already yours. We love you. Until the next time.